This is what you need to know about TMA. Us randomly dropping WWE sound bites, making Metal Gear quotes, referencing Highlander in some usually indirect way, and then doing a Batman or Commissioner Gordon or Joker impression, specifically from The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Usually referencing Beast Wars or Beast Machines at some point.
No. What are you saying?
No,
You're saying we talk about Beast Wars on this Beast Wars podcast? That's crazy talk.
I know. We need to cut that out.
Too much energy.
Too much energon, like this podcast.
Cheetor, what in the ever-loving fuck have you done?
If I wanted to fly, I would have become a bat, not a rat.
It seems my head is purple fire now.
Intelligent conversation.
The louder you yell, the more damage your bullets do.
Ah!
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. Quit!
It's gonna blow.
I've decided that I want to live.
No. Not that. Ah!
Welcome, listeners, to episode 155 of Too Much Energon. That's right. We take all the distilled energon and we rise to the top. We're not the energon cubes. We're not the angle moist capsules. We're the spark on the very top. I'm one of your hosts, throat already hurting NeoCal.
And I am a man with a complete dickwad for a neighbor, Christopher Siege.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
You may be
wondering how we got here
You may be wondering how we got in this situation.
on episode 155 of Too Much Energon.
Didn't even have glasses to do that. My shameful NDP orange
Shameful.
sunglasses.
I mean, yeah, kind of now.
At least we have the wherewithal to not be married to one political faction.
Yeah, as I've gotten older, I've
Much like Dinobot.
as I've gotten older, I'm starting to realize it's much more. I don't know. I'm gravitating more toward voting for policy as opposed to a particular political affiliation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm always going to vote for left-leaning parties, but
Well, it's just the democratic socialist direction or the progressive direction. I want to see, not weird fear mongering and regressive ideation.
Mm-mm.
See, the problem with Canada's blue party is that they don't have a supreme leader.
The Blue Party in Canada being the Conservative Party for all of our American listeners. The Red Party is actually the Liberal Party in Canada.
Yeah, and there's two blue parties because isn't Bloc Québécois like cyan?
That's a different shade of blue. Yeah.
I guess the different shade.
I guess the People's Party of Canada, which unfortunately is now the second time I've referenced.
Oh, that's the People's Party of Canada.
I guess they're also a blue party too.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately the second time I've referenced that loathsome party on this podcast recently, so I gotta knock that off.
Yeah, we're going to bring up the brain shut off. What was the spoof party? Was it the
Rhino Party?
The Rhino Party. There we go. Gotta vote Rhino.
That's right. I considered about a decade ago running as a candidate for the Rhino Party.
If anybody could.
But it actually running for a party, running for even city office is shit costs money. And I was like, well, I don't know if it's worth it for me to drop a full grand just for the lulz.
Yeah, there's
If it
a
was a
barrier
hundo,
of
sure.
entry that's just a little bit too high to not make it worth the meme.
Which is probably the point, honestly.
Fair, yeah, yeah,
If it was a hundo, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it. But
right.
not for a grand. No.
Well, if
Ugh.
it was a hundo, if you ran as Darth Helmet and I ran as Lone Star,
Mm.
and we created like a fake feud, like UK does that. Like they've got like mascots and like Darth, like what do they got? They got like
Lord
Lord Helmet and
Lord Buckethead.
Buckethead. Yeah, yeah. It looks like it's way more fun over in the UK, is what I'm saying.
Perhaps. Except for the whole,
Perhaps.
Brexit thing and all of that.
Oh, besides all that, yeah, yeah. Besides real life stuff.
Yeah. Pretty racist country from what I've heard.
Well, that's why we escape to Beast Wars Neo.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Today on Too Much Energon, we are blazing on through Beast Wars Neo at transwarp speed because we're talking about episodes 8, 9, and 10 of Beast Wars Neo. Episode 8
Hell
is
yeah.
the Black Hole Crisis. Episode 9 is Sub Commander Longrack. And episode 10 is, and I shit you not, called Wah! They got eaten.
Surely a mistranslation. one might guess.
Uh, those are the names from the TF wiki, so
Mhm.
they're usually,
And they wouldn't lie to us.
they wouldn't lie to us.
Yeah.
They're good people over there at that TF wiki. Anyway, episode 8, the
right,
Black
we're
Hole
jumping into
Crisis. The Black Hole Crisis. What goes on in this episode? I did just watch these.
Right. I think they're like training. They're like it's taken some time off in between like missions, and it shows them.
That's right.
Am I remembering wrong? Kind of shows them like on a treadmill or like punching a.
Oh yeah, I think they're
some
like
of them are sleeping.
The rest of them are sleeping. I think they're keeping watch as like part of their training, and Break is complaining about how boring it is, and Longrack is like, "Oh, being bored is part of the training." Meanwhile, he's like running on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Which, like, with Break complaining, I'm just like, dude, just do something to amuse yourself. Like, come on.
Yeah. Go and play cards or watch boxing movies.
That's right.
Put on your
maybe
your
the
favorite
gorilla
VHS.
will win this time.
Yeah, it's a comeback story.
Yeah, it's like the rematch of the ages. Gorilla v
Gorilla
kangaroo.
v Kangaroo Part 2.
Gorilla v Roo.
There we go.
Gorilla
Gory
v Roo.
Gory v Roo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like the next star system is actually a colossal black hole.
That's right. So they arrive there, and the Anglemoy capsule is on a planet that is in the middle of being sucked into a black hole. And none of the Maximals actually like really want to go down there because they're like, oh, this is kind of dangerous.
That's
and I'm
what
like, immediately I'm thinking, yeah, just let the black hole swallow up the Anglemoy capsule. Who cares?
that if no one else is getting it, then
yeah. Spoilers, it ends up getting trashed at the end of the episode anyway, so the whole thing's kind of moot. But
also found out that the they probably already mentioned this, but their shuttle that they need to take sometimes is called the Seagull.
yes. Yeah, I think this is the first time it's been mentioned by name.
Oh, okay. It's the first time I noticed. So I didn't want to presume it was the first time it was mentioned.
Well, it's the first time I noticed as well, so I'm going to assume it's just the first time.
That this is the first time.
This is the first time because neither of us noticed it before. Therefore, that's what's going down. But so they're mulling over the idea of just letting the Angle Slam capsule get swallowed up by the black hole.
Mm-hmm.
But oh shit, the Predacons and the dinosaur are in orbit. And it's like, well, okay, if they're gonna risk everything to try and go for it, I guess we got to go get it ourselves.
Sound logic. Around this time, and don't get me wrong, I like these episodes.
Yeah,
Around this time, I'm like, for the love of God, Predacons, I think you guys would get more capsules if you just stopped going after the exact same ones the Maximals did.
yeah, I know, right?
I don't know why it took me like 8 episodes to figure that out, but I'm like if you keep going after the same ones, you end up well, except that montage where they got like 3 of them.
Well, I wonder if maybe they're tracking the Maximals, and that's how they know where the capsules are.
Part of me wonders if they don't actually know how to, or they don't have the equipment to track them.
Yeah, so they're tracking the gung ho. So when the gung ho goes somewhere, they're like, "Oh, we'll follow them, and they'll lead us to one of the capsules."
Okay, I'm
Maybe.
gonna go with that.
That's kind of my headcanon. I don't know if that's actually what's going on in the show or not, but
You know what's nice? The TF wiki, everyone.
yeah,
It is a capsule score
yeah,
after each episode in the episode lists of how many the Maximals have and how many the Predacons have.
yeah, it's pretty cool. The capsule score for this episode so far is 4 and 3 for the Maximals. It's a close
I thought
game.
the Predacons had more for some reason.
I did too. I mean,
I guess
we've
it was
seen
just that montage of them getting a bunch.
Well, I think we saw another episode too where they got away with one. I feel like maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Perhaps it is up to us, the foremost
The world's foremost Beast Wars podcasters.
to update the TF wiki. But that would require me to go back to episode 1 and rewatch the episodes and keep a tally. And will I do that? Should I have done that? Yes. Will I do that? Probably not.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can if users can actually edit the TF wiki. I think it might just be like
Probably
staff,
like
quote
one
unquote,
dude
staff.
and like a few moderators. Yeah.
Yeah,
A few trusted
associates.
associates.
Yes.
So what do we got here?
So we break tradition here, and I appreciate that because all of the Maximals, with the exception of Longrack and Heinrad, and
Heaven
even
forbid
Heinrad says, well, if someone has to stay behind, I guess it'll be me. So I thought that was kind of funny that Heinrad is actually acknowledging in dialogue that he always gets left behind.
Right?
Amongst in the group of teenagers, the one like special needs 32-year-old is the guy who's just always gets left behind.
Forgot about that.
But yeah, so we're kind of breaking tradition here in a little bit, because something you had complained about in previous episodes is they always send two. It's always like 2 of them instead of like the whole gang just going for it.
And then everybody else is like, oh, if they don't call us back in an hour, then I guess the rest of us will go in. And I'm like, stop it.
Whereas this episode, it's like, okay, we only have 60 minutes until this planet is destroyed by the black hole. We got to get that capsule now. We're all going.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, guys, get in the Seagull. We're going on a road trip. Yeehaw!
So they go on a road trip.
They go on a road trip. They get to the planet. I feel like we can yada yada this because this episode's very action packed. There's like a whole big ass fight that goes on like through the entire episode.
The important part are the story beats. But yeah, basically, it's always the same. Oh, it's not always the same too, but in this case, it's usually Sling and Saberback.
Yeah.
Was it buried underground? They're doing something really dumb, like
yes, it was
it's like
buried.
buried underground or something like that. Yeah.
Something that happens in the episode after like the big fight
Mm-hmm.
is Magmatron is like D-Navi. And what's she going by now in this episode? Catherine?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I think it's still not Genevieve. Josephine.
Josephine. Okay.
Josephine right now. Yeah.
So Magmatron is on the dinosaur. He has sent all of his forces out,
hmm
which good on him. Because
Yeah.
they're like, oh shit, all of the Maximals are going to get this capsule, including Big Convoy. We better all go. You know, it would be great if Magmatron himself went, but
I was going to correct you, but yeah, I was like, oh shit, they're all there. Well, I guess all of you better go.
yeah. So Magmatron asks Josephine, he's like, hey, are there any asteroids near the planet? And she's like, oh yeah, there's this one at these coordinates. He's like, haha, I have an idea. And she's like, what is it? And he's like, we're going to alter its course so it hits the planet. And she's like, ooh, that's clever.
Not bad.
Yeah. I was like, okay, the show's doing new things now.
I was like, actual interesting sci-fi stuff,
Yeah.
which would presumably, depending on the angle it hit, set the planet on a course where it would begin breaking up much sooner than modeled.
Yeah. So he fires off the asteroid. It hits the planet. I thought it was just going to destroy the planet because like a big explosion happens.
Well, depending on how big it would, it
Yeah.
would be.
I thought that that's what was going to happen, but lo and behold, the Maximals and Predacons are still alive. Also, I was starting to question Magmatron's plan here, though, because I'm like, well, not only are you going to obliterate your own forces, which is kind of a Predacon thing to do, but you're also going to destroy the Anglemoy capsule, which seems counterproductive.
We lose two birds with one stone. Literally.
Basically the opposite of victory.
I've lost the
Yes.
Anglemoy capsule. Yes, but I've also destroyed some of my Predacons. But think of the potential. He loses two Preds, right?
Yeah.
But takes out like four Maximals,
Including Big Convoy.
including Big Convoy. And then what has he got left? Heinrad and
Longrack.
And Longrack. Basically game over.
Yeah. So the asteroid hits the planet, causes a big boom. It ends up burying the seagull in the process.
Right. Yeah.
They end up fleeing with the Anglemoy capsule and unbury the seagull and get aboard and are trying to blast away. But Navi is like, oh, something's wrong. We're being sucked into the black hole's gravitational pull sooner than we should have. So it's been less than an hour. So that's what the asteroid did, as you mentioned. And they can't break away. The seagull's engines aren't strong enough to break the gravitational pull of the black hole. So Big Convoy has an idea.
Did the Destrons get the capsule, or were they like once again like Big Convoy big cannoned them and they dropped it? They dropped it, right?
I thought they dropped it because of the explosion from the
Something
asteroid
like
hitting
that.
the planet. Yeah.
Right, because I know they leave the capsule, but I can't remember if it was. You could see all the episodes like melting into one. I'm like, was it just the other 7, or was it this episode too, where he uses big cannon to like stop them from escaping with it? But either way, the seagull's buried. You were saying,
Yeah. So they can't. Well, they unbury it and they try and fly away, and they can't. And Navi is like, "Oh, we'll never break free." And Big Convoy is like, "I have an idea." So he gets out of the seagull, stands on top of the seagull, and as they're trying to fly away, he big cannons the Anglemoy capsule itself. It causes it to explode and blast the seagull away from the black hole. Now, you may remember, I'm watching this, and you may remember that is eerily similar to the climax of the 2009 J.J. Abrams Star Trek film, in which they eject the warp core and they're being pulled into a black hole. The engines aren't strong enough to get away. They eject the warp core and explode it and use the explosion to blast the Enterprise free. In a pretty hype scene, actually. Now, I was like,
You may wonder, but wait a second, Siege.
yeah,
This episode came out in 1999.
this episode came out a decade before the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. Now, huh? Is this a example of like just like different people having a cool idea?
Convergent.
No, I'm going to say that this is directly what inspired the climax of that Star Trek film, and you want to know why? Is because the Star Trek film was written by Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orci, may he rest in peace, who also wrote the 2007 Transformers movie and are known Transformers fans.
Well, there you go.
So,
Known Transformers fans, which means fucking obviously somewhere he watched this episode.
I am literally like, I'm saying that this episode literally did inspire the climax of the 2009 Star Trek film.
That's the thing. If there weren't like what's it called? 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like 2 degrees of separation, right?
If that movie was written by people with like no connection to Transformers whatsoever, I'd be like, okay, it's probably a big coincidence. But the fact that these guys wrote the Transformers movie and are Transformers fans themselves, I'm gonna guess that it's not.
You heard
a
it here.
coincidence.
It's cool.
It's cool. Oh no, it's hype.
Both are cool. And
Yeah,
different in the form of the warp core versus then you run into the other problems, right? Now they don't have a warp core.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas this is episodic, right? Like they don't have to deal with the fallback besides not having one more Anglemoy capsule. But it's still pretty fucking cool. And black hole.
They explode.
Giant explosion.
They explode.
The only way to accelerate past the gravitational pull. I'm gonna say I'm gonna agree with you there.
Yeah, it's a hype episode, and yeah, that's the end of the episode.
And nobody gets it, but they escape.
Nobody gets it, but they live to fight another day, and they get back to the gung ho and blast off to find the next capsule. Here on Too Much Energon, we review episodes of Beast Wars, Beast Wars 2nd, Beast Machines, Transformers War for Cybertron, Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom. We review Beast Wars comics, including Beast Wars The Gathering and the god-awful Burnham and Burcham IDW comic book. Board games, Beast Wars Monopoly, and whatever else we talk about on this podcast on the Too Much Energon scale, which ranges
the
from...
only thing you forgot was like PlayStation 1.
Oh, the video games. Right, the video games. I was trying to
literally you hit every single thing we've ever...
on the Too Much Energon scale, which ranges from not enough Energon to a sufficient amount of Energon to too much Energon. It's basically bad. Okay, good. Cal, what are you reviewing? What are you gonna rate the Black Hole Crisis?
Black Hole Crisis. Holy shit! There's a black hole. Okay, all of us have to go. Maybe the Predacons would have been more successful if they sent more people, but again, their squabbling and hubris goes against them. Found a cool way, and also, sometimes victory is just surviving. I'm surprised they didn't find like a different way of escape. Like sometimes you don't get the MacGuffin, or not the MacGuffin, but the
no, it's a MacGuffin.
No, it is just a recurring MacGuffin. Yeah, sometimes you don't get the sweet capsule. I'm gonna say Too Much Energon, and for the fact apparently it went on to inspire a whole Star Trek movie.
I'm gonna echo that. Yeah, this gets a pretty enthusiastic Too Much Energon for me. Actually, this is a damn good episode. Already in terms of quality, Beast Wars Neo is fucking smoking Beast Wars second.
Even the like bad episodes are like more palatable than like the middle of the road or even some of the better episodes
And,
of Beast Wars second.
and I mean, I had heard a long time ago, before we even did this, I had heard that Beast Wars Neo was better, and
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, Too Much Energon for me. Pretty exciting episode. There's actually stakes in it, cool sci-fi concept, and a pretty hype climax that went on to directly inspire the climax to a big budget Star Trek movie.
How many Japanese cartoons can claim that?
Right?
Well, apparently episode 8 of Beast Wars Neo can.
So the next episode is Sub Commander Longrack.
The
So-
spider one.
Yeah, this they're getting imaginative with like the stuff that with like the plots of every episode. So I'm
You know what? They sure are. So this is a weird ass looking asteroid. And when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, don't go in that."
yeah.
There's some cool screenshots I took from this because a lot of them they're just flying, floating through space in their animal forms, and that's just so fucking funny to me. I thought they could only
Yeah.
fly in their like alt form, but but no, they can hover around in space at least. Maybe not on like a planet with gravity. They can just fly around or hover around in 0 G or low
Yeah,
gravity.
they're just floating through space.
I fucking love that. Like Longrack's like, hey, wait for me. And there's a giraffe just like flying through space.
Why
And
are
he's
you guys in
following a
beast
snake.
mode?
I'm gonna post it in the join our Discord if you haven't
Yeah.
already. I'm just gonna post it with no context in our Discord of the picture of a snake, a penguin, and a rabbit floating through space. Too much for no reason. Oh, that Dan just posted his Heinrad figurine. Oh, that looks about as derpy as Heinrad actually looks in
Yep, that's fair.
in the show actually.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I just posted it. Fucking best screenshot I've sent that to a couple friends and they were like, what the fuck are you watching? And I'm like,
Oh Christ. So yeah, Big Convoy goes into this weird ass looking asteroid and he gets like webbed
why
up.
does he go alone? Yeah, it's really mixing it up. He goes alone for a change.
Yeah, why does he go alone? Let's see.
He went alone because I can't remember reasons, but he goes alone. Am I wrong? Yeah, he goes alone.
Oh, they according to the TF wiki, I literally just watched these, but
So did I, and I
according
liked
to
him.
the TF wiki, all of the Maximals except Heinrad, who stays on the ship, go, but they break off.
Is it
but
that they're
Big
in two groups?
They're in two groups. Big Convoy goes off on his own.
That's it, yeah.
And he gets webbed up in a big, like, disgusting looking cocoon.
So he gets webbed up in a big, gross cocoon, and kudos to the designers. This spider monster was so well designed. I thought he was going to become a Predacon.
Yeah.
Like there's just a spider monster, and he's got like a big grin, like a with sharp teeth, but like almost like a human looking grin. And I'm like, oh, this is clearly going to be somebody that like the Maximals are going to slight, and they're gonna just like because we watched Mainframe's Beast Wars, and the cast growing on both sides was a theme. So I was expecting that, but nope, he's just a scary monster.
Yeah.
I want to know what this thing eats. I mean, besides Maximals.
I was going to say,
Look,
like, clearly eats Transformers.
clearly. Every 1,000 years, a group of Transformers comes through. So this thing's a little OP. It slings your gunk. They animators really had fun making the gunk quite realistic.
Sling and one of the other Predacons. I can't remember.
Saberback. It's always Sling and Saberback.
Sling and Saberback. Okay.
Yeah.
Sling and Saberback witness.
They're like,
this.
holy shit.
They witness Big Convoy getting like cocooned up and taken away. And they're like, oh, we better go back to the dinosaur and report this to Magmatron.
This is the only time any of the Predacons do smart shit. Usually they're like, oh, this is our chance to blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, fuck.
Well, and indeed, who was it? Dead End? Was like,
yeah, Dead End.
Was like, I want to go check this out. I want to see what kind of creature could possibly destroy Big Convoy.
I like him. Because he's like, whoa, I was supposed to be the one to take him down. I need to see this thing for myself. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm pretty sure they meet the same fate.
They
get gooped up. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Maximals are like, that's weird. We haven't heard from Big Convoy. There's no interference on this asteroid. We should be able to contact him.
Yeah. They're like, oh, well, what are we going to do about this? And then Longrack is like, well, as the magna cum laude, highest graded cadet in my class 3 years in a row, certainly I would be the one best suited to lead us. Yes.
Yes, as the private school recruit, I'm the most suited to.
I definitely got like prep school
behalf.
like vibes from him, and that
was always the case. He kind of like was put in a position of like squad leader very early on, but he's just being douchey about it now for some reason.
Because the plot calls for it.
Because the plot calls for it.
Yeah, which is how characterizations often work in this show and in Beast Wars Neo.
Mm-hmm.
Characters,
whenever they remember that Stampy's supposed to be cowardly or Break is supposed to be a bully. Yeah.
You see the sign of good character writing and good character development is when characters behave however the plot dictates that they must.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, long-term character development is not for children watching this week to week.
That's right.
So Dead End and Guildart, after barely escaping or getting, I can't remember, but they were like, holy shit, we need to trick the Maximals into this thing taking them out.
Mm-hmm. Which is a good idea, really.
It is. I was like, oh, yeah. It's funny, after it goops them, it takes this like electrical like plug and goes like touches its like silk, its goop, and the electricity like runs to it and it like immobilizes the whatever Transformers it catches.
Yeah, it has like a tail that has a like electric
just a plug. It just looks like
which funny enough,
like, well, hang on, wouldn't it be the outlet that has the
outlet that has the power, not the plug? That's a good point. Actually,
I laughed out loud just seeing, and this normal plug. It's not like an electrical shaped like node or whatever. That's why I thought this was a Predacon, because it has a fucking like
well, and Dean Abbey actually has one of those too. Her tail has a plug on the end.
Yeah, she like wiggles it to like teleport the Destrons back. So it catches a whole bunch of people at some point. There's like fighting. Am I missing anything important here? Everybody kind of shows up to save the day. And there's an important part that I thought was interesting. Longrack, I guess he became a little bit too big for his britches, too britched for his bigs.
Well, and indeed, like, they stopped listening to him because of that.
And he's like, okay, everybody listen to me now. Big Convoy, cover everyone else and
Well,
everyone
because
else.
Big Convoy actually asks him, he asks him like what they should do in that situation. I think he was testing him.
He's testing him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what ends up happening is, however much he says, you do this and you do this, he's interrupted by Big Convoy, and he's like, actually, everybody do the opposite. So he wants to hear him out.
Yeah.
But he's not afraid to be like, that's a shit plan. Everybody do the opposite.
Yeah.
And indeed, Big Convoy gets everybody out of the goop web. And he's like, we need to take this creature out once and for all. While everyone else is fighting the the Predacons, and the Predacons, Dead End and Guile Dart, are like, quick, take them out before they get their friends free. Big cannons.
I was gonna say, at Big Convoy, Big Cannon goes.
Holy shit. If I thought this thing was going to survive beyond this episode, boy, was I wrong, because it really lingers on this thing eating the fucking cannon blast.
It blows the thing up into like chunks.
He shoots this thing, it goes into its head, it shows the energy bursting out of its like body and different, like its carapace breaking apart, and then the whole thing like bursts apart. I'm like, oh fuck me, I guess he's just dead then. Not a Predacon. And then all the Maximals, now that they outnumber the Predacons, turn to give him the what for. And I actually like this. D Navi, who is now Catherine. That's right. I think she turns into Catherine in this one or the next one. She's like, no, I think you're gonna suffer a little bit. And they're like, okay, it's not funny. Like, we're sorry. Can you please like teleport us? And she's like, nah. And they're like, fuck, retreat. D Navi's not going to help us, and they just fly away. And they actually get caught in the goop. And then a nightmare happens, because all the Maximals are like, oh, well, even though the monster's gone, like all of its like webs are still around. So what should we do with them? And Big Convoy's like, maybe do nothing with them. And then in a scene out of my nightmares, thousands of little spider monsters swarm over them as they like scream out in probably more being uncomfortable and icked out than actually being eaten.
Yeah.
And then the Maximals all laugh and get the capsule over a nice warm cup of cocoa.
What is D Navi? Because one of the Predacons is all like, "Oh, D Navi, like why did you teleport the spiders along with us?" What does she say to them?
Oh, right. There was a sassy.
She makes a sassy comment, but
Yeah.
it's basically along the lines of, well, because you guys are like a bunch of little bitches, basically.
So we find out that D Navi can choose to isolate them, like teleport them just themselves, or things that are around them. It's just the angle moist capsules that are have too much energy that she can't teleport them.
Too much Anglemoy.
Too much.
Should rename this podcast "Too Much Anglemoy."
Too much. And then people are like, what the fuck is angle moist?
Right.
Right.
You know what? I had a thought the other day. We've talked before about
much angle moist. You know, that makes sense because we've moved from Energon
to
angle moist.
I was thinking the other day because we talked about potentially doing a Beast Wars like role playing like campaign in podcast form as a spin-off of this podcast. I was thinking we should call it Too Much to Energon.
That's pretty. Editors, write that down.
Too much to Energon.
Too much to Energon is that. That's good. With like the letter 2, like too much, TOO, too much, and then to Energon. Or should it be like two and then two again.
It should be 2 and 2 again.
Oh,
Too
like
much
too
Energon.
fast, too furious. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Too much to Energon.
That's it. Too much to Energon.
Once this podcast is done, I definitely want to do that campaign show.
That would be fun. So Siege, you just watched Sub Commander Longrack, and their journey through the Spider-Verse. What would you rate to this episode?
This one gets probably a low Too Much Energon for me. I like that we're continuing on with doing new and more imaginative things than just running around a planet looking for a capsule.
Sending 2 out at a time and then showing up in the last minute to save the day.
Yeah.
You know what? I mirror that. It also gets Too Much Energon just because it's different. The first one to go down was Big Convoy.
Yeah. That's new.
Yeah,
the
right?
Predacons
Or
actually
the fact
have
he went down at all. They were so surprised. They were like, no, they were right. Guys, these losers over here, they said he went down. We went and checked him out and they were right.
The Predacons actually have some good ideas in this episode. They don't work out for them, but they're not bad ideas.
Right? Yeah. And giant enemy spider gets blown to smithereens. What more could you want?
The next episode and the final episode we'll be talking about today is they got eaten. Remember that scene in Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, where
imagine an asteroid.
The Millennium
hiding in it.
The Millennium Falcon hides in an asteroid, and it turns out that the asteroid, what they've actually landed in, is a giant space worm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's this episode. It even, I'm looking at a picture of the space worm in this episode. It even looks like the space worm.
It looks exactly like
it looks exactly like
the
space worm.
It is
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. So if you ever wondered what if there was a half-hour episode of animal robots stuck in that scene from Star Wars, this is the episode for you. Now, here's the thing, though. This is such a fucking Trek episode. There's rerouting power. There's Siege and I even talked about it before the recording today. There's what did you call a navigator? Stampy is giving coordinates to break, which you said is the helmsman.
Yeah. Later on in the episode, as they're escaping, Stampy, in actually kind of a fairly realistic depiction, Stampy is navigating and calling out coordinates and telling Break who's the helmsman,
as they're flying out through a cavern,
which is actually how naval navigation works.
I thought that was really cool. Meanwhile, in the engine room, again, I'm kind of jumping to my favorite part of the episode.
This is the end of the episode.
Yeah, in the engine room, the Seagull didn't have enough power, so an injured Colada is rigged up with cables to provide power for the Seagull.
Which is something that happened in a Star Trek episode. Actually, newer Trek, which is Alex Kurtzman, who I already mentioned as being one of the writers of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie and Transformers. In Star Trek Discovery, there's to power the stupid ass mushroom engine. They sometimes a character on the show who has this thing on his arm has to actually go into this chamber and essentially provide power to the engines.
Well, you know how it is.
You know how it is. So
it's in you to give.
Further Star Trek connections here.
Is that just a Canadian thing? Anybody listening, is it blood? It's in you to give.
It is. It is
in commercials.
Thing. See, we don't get paid to donate blood up here.
That's so weird to me. I don't think you should. That's fucking weird that you can make money by like donating blood. And they're like, hey, you haven't donated blood in the last like 56 days, right? You could just lie and go to a different like blood clinic.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a whole episode of Simpsons or like King of the Hill that revolves around that. Anyways.
There's a plot. There are many a sitcoms where over
People
the years
donate
where
too much blood.
Just
Those
for
were
money.
always confusing to me because I'm like, hey, these guys getting money here?
Yeah.
But I guess you can just like go to private companies that like do it for like scientific reasons or to sell it to hospital. I don't know, but you guys get money for blood.
Yeah.
Wild.
Let's move on. I get squeamish about things like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they don't realize they're in a creature at the beginning.
Yeah,
which seems really funny to me.
We can probably kind of blow through this one. They're inside in an asteroid. They're inside a giant space worm. Because all kinds of things in the worm's like stomach are essentially attacking them, trying to digest them.
If you attack the surface,
which even manifests as like acid rain, digestive acid, which I thought was kind of cool.
So if you attack any of the walls in here, green goop falls out and gets you. But there are different chambers, and some of the chambers have acid rain.
Yeah.
D-Navi like transports Sling and who's always with him? Saberback. It's probably those two. Maybe it's not, because they're wrapped up in green stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, D-Navi or Catherine, why did you teleport us inside of these like green, like we're all gunked up and they can't move? Big Convoy, I actually laughed at this. They're like, oh, what are you gonna do with us, Big Convoy? Because they're like stuck in this like goop. And he's like, what will I do with you? And he just fucking kicks them down a hole deeper into the digestive tract. And I'm like, oh, those friendly Maximals. And then Break is like, oh, you know that you're just kicking them deeper in the digestive tract and they're going to like get dissolved by like the acid, stomach acid, right? And he's like, yep. I'm like, oh, never mind. He's like, then it's not my fault. So he just like kicks them into the stomach to fucking die, but they're teleported out. Dead End and Guile Dart like laugh at them, and they're like, fine, we'll go and clean up your mess. And I'm like, do you guys want to go in there? This is bad. Like, this is very dangerous levels of bad. There's a lot of shenanigans that happen.
The Maximals continue on through the digestive tract. At one point, when they find out that there's only one way out, and it's the other direction, which is the mouth, one of them makes a comment about like the other way out being like the creature's asshole. Even in the subtitles, it says asshole.
Oh, that's funny. I missed that.
It made me laugh.
And indeed,
they eventually get to, as Big Convoy describes it, the final digestive chamber. So it's like they're literally in this thing's colon now.
What is interesting is they're like, hey, they're going to be killed or dissolved. How do we get them out with the Seagull? So we have Heinrad in the like engine room at the gung ho, and he's redirecting power. And they're like, this is a science ship. There's no weapons on it. And they're like, yes, but we can focus the laser by redirecting power from the other systems, into the laser in front of the ship. And we can shoot through the asteroid and the creature and make a chamber big enough for them to fly out.
So I see what you mean about this being very Star Trek. They basically rerouted all auxiliary power to the forward deflector dish.
That's exactly what they fucking did.
That's what they did.
All auxiliary power. So we have Heinrad in the back being like, okay, power amplification. And he's like, D-Navi, hand me the controls. I need to do this.
I have joked many times over the years on this and our other podcast, the Block Brothers Show, that, not even joking, but it is just kind of true. Like the deflector dish on
not even a joke
on a starship is basically the ultimate Swiss Army knife for solving a problem. in
Yeah, and
episodes of
if you
Star
lose the
Trek.
deflector dish, fucking game over.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is or what it looks like, but he better not lose that thing. So
It's
he
that
like,
big big blue thing on the
oh
the
no,
base
yeah, that's what it
the
is.
base of
You're right.
the
Like the
Enterprise's hull.
underside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they focuses it. He like goes in and he's like aiming and he's like aim 20 meters like to the left of the maximal signals, and he like the ship like moves and they like fire this giant cannon through it. The creature like screams a little bit and a giant explosion happens. The Maximals and Predacons are like mid fighting and they're like, all right, let's get out of here. And that's when like big convoys on the surface of the shuttle shooting. Colada is rigged up to the engine to provide power to it. Stampy is like plugged into the matrix, like doing like navigation, and Brake is like following like Stampy's orders because they're like flying blind. And a few at first, but then much later, giant, gross, fucking centipede worms start breaking through the surface to stop them. And I'm like, wouldn't this creature want them out?
You would think.
One would think. And they're flying, and it's like, oh, we're not gonna like make it. And they're like, oh, big cannon, and then he big cannons all like the worms at the end. They've got these like bitey like little fucking teeth. That if you don't like body horror, this is gross ass episode, folks. The whole thing's inside of a creature.
This is a very gross episode.
But it was a hype escape. And when he fires the big cannon, there's this shot of the gung ho way out in space and the asteroid, and it goes, and it just misses the gung ho. And there's some cool cinematography like in space in this, and it just misses because I guess they like drifted off to like the side or whatever, and they managed to just escape. There's like some camaraderie because like Brake goes to see Colada and it's like, hey, you okay, man? And he's like, no. There's a really funny part where he's like plugged in to the engine room and one of the plugs just gets unplugged out of a socket. And I'm like, that's how you're connected? You guys like exist 10,000 years in the future or more, and you guys are just like plugging things into sockets.
Yep.
And there's a really cool moment where he uses his tail and goes and reaches over and like plugs in his tail into the wall socket to like continue providing power. And I'm like, pretty cool. Pretty
Beast Wars
cool.
Neo could have never predicted MagSafe charging.
Never.
Which is how
Right?
I have to charge my phone, because the USB port on my iPhone 15 Pro Max is fucked and doesn't work.
Oh, so now you don't have any options besides magic.
Besides MagSafe charging, yeah.
So I had went in reverse order of how like things happened in this.
I think you went in order of most to least interesting, and then back to most interesting again.
That's that is what I did. And they're like, see ya, Rita. I guess the worm's name is Rita, or is the asteroid's name Rita?
Rita, yeah, is the name of the asteroid. I just discovered from the TF wiki that apparently that space worm in Star Wars is called an exogorth.
An exogorth?
An exogorth.
Gorth.
Gorth.
Exogorth, huh?
Gorth.
My name's Gorth. It's a dumb name.
And apparently it is a sentient species, and the one that we saw in Empire Strikes Back is named Psi-O.
His name's Steve-O. Holy shit. Psi-O, they're sentient, so like they can talk and...
I guess. This sounds like some real like expanded universe shit, because I don't remember
yeah,
any
that's
of that
some
in that
nobody
movie.
fucking like actually cares or knows about that stuff. So what you're saying, if they simply stopped and spoke to it, they could have conversed with it.
Perhaps.
Does anybody care?
No.
I certainly don't.
Apparently some people do.
Yeah, apparently.
That's what I hate about the Star Wars lore is we assign lore where it's not really needed.
To
I didn't need
boldly lore where no lore has gone before.
I've been on record many times as saying I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but you know what? I like that original trilogy of movies, and I in particular do enjoy The Empire Strikes Back. I didn't need to know anything more about that space slug, space worm, whatever. I didn't need to know anything more about it beyond what I saw in that movie, but
But now you know his name is Sio.
Sio. The Exogorth Sio. Fuck off.
Exogor Sio. Oh yes, the entity that they have 3 minutes of screen time interacting with,
Yeah.
and then never seen again.
Yeah.
It's important to know these things. I
The
feel
characters themselves even forgot about it immediately after they got out of it. It's not like later on in the movie they're like, fuck, the Empire is here. God damn it, we just escaped from that giant asteroid
they
worm.
never referred, almost like it could have been a deleted scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
It's a cool visual.
Or they're
with
like,
the
oh, we
Millennium
have
Falcon.
nowhere to hide. Wait a second. Right. Right. Like there's no callback
Yeah.
to it. I find like the levels of lore to Star Trek are like kind of like entry level that I know of, where I can't name all of the species off the top of my head. I don't know like the timeline for it. And then there's like intermediate, and then there's like deep like lore.
I would
But,
say
like Star Wars.
I would say I'm intermediate level in terms of Trek knowledge. Like I
Yeah.
love Star Trek, but there are definitely people out there who know way more about it than
And
I
I
do.
think there's like 3 levels of like lore to Trek. But then when it's like Star Wars, there's like entry level, fan level, intermediate level, reads the novels level, and then like reads the Wikipedia like level. There's like 7 levels of like lore and like names, and being like, oh, did you know the name of that pod racer is like Lorcath Go? And that one's named Sorak Bai. And did you know that the Gorthak, the Gorthon, what is named Sio? Like that's like level 7 knowledge that we don't fucking need to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But anyways, we just watched wow, they got eaten. What do we give this one here?
I'm going to give it a sufficient amount of energon because I think the climax was pretty hype.
Oh, defs, yeah.
I like that we're doing new and interesting things. I will kind of take demerit points from this episode in that it's kind of similar to the previous episode.
Oh, I see what you mean, where they're like, there's a crisis with a creature capturing them
In an asteroid, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm only gonna like knock it.
Indeed,
for that.
it even cocoons some of the.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
only gonna knock it points for that just because it follows up the last episode.
It's back to back.
It's
If it
back
was
to back.
spread out,
If they would spread
yeah.
out more, it wouldn't be an issue because whatever. But because they're back to back, it's noticeable that they're kind of similar episodes. Also, this is it's just kind of gross, and I don't like icky things. I was never a kid who was into like playing with like slime or like creepy crawlies or like things like that. I never liked gross stuff. I still don't.
If you get over the fact that all the caverns look like what's it called? The inside of colonoscopies.
When they're in the colon, and Big Convoy even mentions that we're in the final digestive chamber, and like the wall breaks open, and like what looks like shit water starts like filling the cavern.
I missed that part.
Yeah,
I don't like the presumption that this thing's riddled with disgusting parasites, and they're trying to stop you from escaping.
I mean, if we went all Fantastic Voyage and went into a human stomach, it would probably be filled with like disgusting like nightmare fuel.
I hope not. Like, I don't like thinking, like, it's probably a false statistic, but there's like the, oh, 1 in 5 people have like unnoticeable like parasites like in their body. And I'm like, no, no, fuck off. No, they don't. I don't want to think about that, even if it's true. But
I'm pretty sure
here's,
that is true. I think we all have parasites in our stomach.
oh, or somewhere
Somewhere in our bodies, yeah.
mysteriously.
Bodies
Ugh,
are gross.
they are.
And I don't
How do
like
I
gross
tell my
stuff.
body to get rid of all that?
I don't like gross stuff, so I don't like
It
bodies.
gets
Let
us,
let the bodies hit the floor.
let
Sufficient
the
amount of
bodies hit the
energy.
floor. One. um this gets too much energon from me, and despite the grossness, I like that the Maximals don't want to just kill the creature, because like
Oh yeah, they
they
even
want to
say at the
preserve
end,
it.
they're like, "Oh, we kind of did it a favor by clearing the Anglemoy capsule out of its
Yep.
system."
Which would have like killed it or poisoned it or whatever,
And
right?
they do seem kind of concerned that it's going to heal from like the hole they blasted open in its asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Things
But
I
I
thought I would
really,
never see. Transformers exploding out of the asshole of a space
which is
worm.
why it gets too much energon from me. God damn it. They are asking the questions that none of us wanted answers for. Um, I really like the Star Trek like Stampy navigating, brake, like following orders and dodging all of like the weird worm things. I really like the rerouting systems, and it's like aiming like the gung ho and firing that big ass like laser, and like
You know what?
that
I'll bump it up. I'll
it
bump it up
used
to a slight too
really,
much energon, just because that finale is pretty hype.
it's pretty hype, and all of them being useful. In fact, in fuck, what's its name? Vector Sigma glows. He's like, hey, none of us by ourselves can do everything, but if
Yeah.
all of us give our all, then we can make small miracles. And I was like, that that's it, my dude. And then he's like, I did it again. I said something that's completely unlike me. And I'm like, I don't know, man. You say it every episode. Kind of starting to sound like it is like you. But I liked that finale, and the fact that every single person was doing something else. I was like, oh shit, this is cool now.
Yeah.
They're taking notes from Star Trek, and then Star Trek is taking notes from this. Um, but they're taking notes from Star Trek, and like the navigation and splitting them all up into roles. Even Heinrad was like useful. He was in like the engine room, like rerouting like things, so they could put the power in the deflector dish laser. Like it, I loved all of that so much that it still bumped, despite the worm and like the body horror, it still bumped it into too much energon. I enjoyed all of these episodes, and sounds like it was enough to bump it up for you.
Yeah. A slight too much energon. Slight too much energon.
So perhaps this is a first in many episodes, but it sounds like every single episode we covered got too
I
much energon from
I
both of us.
I am genuinely, especially these last two like blocks of episodes that we've covered,
Yeah,
I'm genuinely starting to enjoy this show.
these were the best
Which,
three. This
which,
was pretty hype.
which I can't say about Beast Wars Second.
The What we enjoyed were the jokes we made more
Yeah.
than the actual TV. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you enjoy saying he way more than you enjoyed any one episode
Yep.
of that show.
Hey!
Am I wrong? Well, there you have it.
Well, there it is.
We
That
did
was
it.
episode 155 of Too Much Energon. If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/lazorcomb, LAZORCOMB. Starting at the $5 tier, you get access to our bonus weekly-ish Patreon exclusive show, the Callan Siege Super Show. $10 tier, you get that, the occasional commentary track. We did one a couple months ago for Demolition Man, which was pretty fun. And you also get to pick a show for us to review a random episode of on our other podcast, The Block Brothers Show. Check us out on that. If you want to get in on all of that fun stuff, go to patreon.com/lasercomb. We mentioned the Discord earlier. Join that if you want to interact with us. Best way to do so. Link in the description as always, or you can send an email to toommuchenergon@outlook.com. If you're watching the video version, which not many of you do for this show, but if you are, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. We will be back next week with episode 156 of Too Much Energon, where we're going to be talking about episodes 11, 12, and 13 of Beast Wars Neo, which are Planet of Time, Lonely Hydra, and Break is a Predacon?
Ooh,
With a question mark?
I have a confession. I liked these episodes so much, I just kept watching them, and
Oh,
I watched the next one. I watched the what's the time one,
Planet of Time.
and I was like, no, I should watch them right before we review.
We
I
got some
stopped
clip
myself.
shows. We got a couple clip shows coming up. I like this show enough now that I say we don't skip them. Like we did with Beast Wars Second. I say we just go through them.
We ride it out.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with that. And until then, I have been one of your hosts, Christopher Siege.
And I'm your other host, NeoCal.
Thanks for listening, and until next time, Henshin.
Henshin.